Welcome to Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Arael Morocco. The ACIO has a long history of helping humanity from the deep recesses of time. This is the first time the ACIO has become available to the public, aside from an earlier visitation by their 15th Division, the Wingmakers. Peter the Insider, originally from Slovakia, is the director of their 12th Division, and Jessica Arael Morocco is in Cicada 3301, their 6th Division. Together, they provide intel, insights on current events, a deeper perspective on aliens and UFOs, super soldier missions with Unit 374 in the Merge, and news relevant for disclosure. Don't forget to subscribe to keep updated with our latest intel and post any questions and comments below.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today on Disclosures. We have some very interesting information for you. We're going to talk about some serious things that are happening as well. I mean, there's the horrible fires that are going on in California, a test site, a nuclear test site that Peter wants to discuss, and so much more, and an alien race referred to as the Serpo. So without further delay, we're going to get into it with Peter. Hello, Peter.
So I want to say hello to you, Jessica, and to all of our regular and maybe not so regular viewers and listeners. So I want to just slightly correct you. They are aliens, and they are from planet Serpo. But it's fine, because most like 99% they are saying like, Project Serpo, you know. So first things first, we should talk about, and this is something what I don't know how to differ. Which term is better term, if mist or fog? Because both, but I mean like heavy fog, because this is like all the people are like, nah, forget mist, this is fog. So heavy fog all over the world. The situation is, this is not, quotes, random fog. I will tell you why. Because they are testing on us femtides. Femtides are like ultra mini particles, x10 minus 15, and they are 1 million times smaller, 6 zeros, than anthrax, like the small particles of anthrax. That's what we are.
Who's doing this?
Monarch. Monarch, because DARPA, because if we like it or not, DARPA ordered it. Don't ask me why, but DARPA ordered it, and DARPA ordered so many crazy things from Monarch. It doesn't make any sense for me at all.
So they're in contact with Monarch.
Yeah. It absolutely doesn't make any sense. Why? It's crazy, because they, and this is it, they tested, they in a Monarch, even on their own people. This doesn't make any sense for me.
What will be the outcome of this? People taking in all these femtides.
And that's the question. Even they don't know. What they know, for one thing, it is pretty much not 2-in-1, but 3-in-1, triple action, because it is biochemical, technological warfare, next generation. And it's like technological for so many people, but it's like, what? How? Very easy answer to this complicated question. Because of AI. Yeah, because of AI.
So they're trying to harm Americans, or they're trying to enhance?
Not only Americans. It is all over the place.
That's right. It was in Europe. It was in Europe too, and
not only in Europe, here in Australia and down under, it's crazy. It's all over the place.
And are they trying to enhance people or make them sick?
Jessica, that's the question.
Well,
from my point of view, at this point, even they don't know the outcome. It is like
peptides are for super soldiers too, aren't they?
Yes, but that's the question. At least what I get from because we've got people, they are infiltrated in heavily infiltrated, very deeply in Monarch. At this point, it is early testing, like if you know, like beta testing version. It's from IT language, you know, like early testing, and it is not even beta, it is alpha testing version. And I was like, okay, what the heck you are talking about? And those guys, scientists, they told me, you know, basically it is try and learn. And I was like, what do you mean by try and learn? How in the world they can, quote, spray something to the people and do try and learn method? And they were like, you know, because they are Monarch. And I was like, oh my God. Because they are fools. They are not normal. They are fools. Oh my God.
Is there anything we could do to get rid of this stuff, or is it going to make us sick? Does anyone know? It smelled like chemicals to me. I could smell it.
Yep.
I saw it. I saw the mist. We got caught. We were at a store, and it had an odor to it.
Yeah, and just by the way, it's dust from Sahara. You didn't knew that. No, I mean, it's official proclamation. Hey, stop, guys. This is dust, Sahara dust. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, some kind of chemical. I don't know what it is.
I mean, you are right, but look, how ridiculous, which kind of ridiculous explanation it is. For example, okay, if we are talking about Mediterranean region in Europe, okay, it will make sense, right? But how in the world something like that can happen in US? In US, I don't want to say only West Coast, but I don't know, in Northwest, in Oregon, for example. It doesn't make any sense. And this is official explanation. Sahara dust. And I was like, what the heck? Because I read those prepared reports for journalists, and I was like, are you crazy? You know, they wrote everything. It's prepared. I'm like, what the heck? You know, it
it's bad. Like I have a cough that's not going away.
So sorry, I it is not I'm laughing at dad or at you or something, but it is like
lie. Yeah, the lie.
It is like nervous laugh. It's like, what the heck is that? Who will buy this story? Who will buy this story?
I have a cough that won't go away. I don't know if it happened when I was on the plane or, you know, they're doing a lot of stuff. I don't feel sick. I just have a cough.
Okay. I mean, not okay, but I understand.
Is that the femto as well, or is it something else?
I don't want to say it is or it is not, but it can be, like, highly probable. Oh
Yeah.
my God. And you
And I
know
know
that they start to use alum. I need to write it. Alum. I don't know how to correctly pronounce it in English. That's my problem.
YLEM.
Yeah, Wilum. And it is, how can I say it, protoplasmatic stuff. I will describe it. It is like perfect balance between plasma and liquid. Do you know what I mean? It is protoplasmatic, how can I say it, protoplasmatic form of existing. Like you have something what is solid, what is, you know what I mean, steam or something like that, you know, what is liquid, and this is it. It is like, for example, okay, you've got cartilage, if you know what I'm trying to say, in the body. And why I'm talking about it? Because it is not that solid as a bone, but it is not that soft as they are, don't know, muscles or inner organs or any other tissues. And this is something in between like that. Exactly the same, you know what I mean, the same stuff, like parallel. And they believe once they, sorry, my bad. In Monarch, they believe that once they will start to do so, to test Yilem, how we can correctly pronounce it, to be honest.
Wilem?
Yeah, Yilem. That they will, like, something greater came to life. And they are, quote, spraying it from extremely high altitudes. It's like almost like stratosphere or something like that. And that's the reason why it is, let's say, just dust or something like it, you know. I'm just saying, you know.
And but yeah, because I've seen, is it a clear plasma when it comes together?
Yeah, and give me a second. This is exactly what I'm talking about, because depending on uh, air pressure, temperature, and everything, it change itself from dust to liquid to plasma to ilm and to everything we pretty much, how can I say it, we pretty much can imagine or something like it.
I've also seen it in green, like a green
Yeah,
color.
yeah, exactly, because ilm was a green, like green, yellowish, something
Yeah.
like that color.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah, it is very old stuff, like, just by the way, not very old as in ancient Egypt. Very old, we are talking about before dinosaurs, or let's say once dinosaurs left on Earth, okay? That kind of old, just for an imagination.
So is this plasma good for us or not good for us?
From my point of view, definitely good, because people, I mean, in Monarch, they believe that we can, quote, be cured. But I don't buy their story. I don't buy it. From my point of view, they want to misuse it for something really bad. Like, really bad, you know.
So they're taking something natural, but you know, you could take an herb that's good for you, but if you don't have a condition, then it can work against you. So yeah, if you have it in larger portions and you're supposed to take in, or Yeah.
Exactly. This is it what I'm talking about. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
What did,
Or for example, herb, what is absolutely perfect for certain animals, poison is poisonous for us people, or vice versa. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
yeah, that's the problem. The animals are undergoing all these experiments as well. And what are we going to do about monarch? I mean, they just seem to be a real pain, constantly
No,
doing.
just say it how it is. Pain in the ass. They are. I mean, the problem is they dived so deep into, let's say, not that kind of good institutions in US. They've been established in US very shortly after Second World War, but the institutions and their agendas very shortly after that went totally out of control. Like pretty much they completely lose the leash, you know.
That's because they have some new people that have joined in with the absence of
Of ethics,
Serene.
of absence of ethics, something like it.
No, but there's new leadership, there's new people or whatever they are.
No, no. From my point of view, this is not about it, or it wasn't about it, Jessica. No, we are talking about late 1940s and 50s, Jessica. No, 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 no,
No,
no,
no, I'm
no.
talking about Monarch now because
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's correct. But
they've got new because their
Monarch
leadership was
were
pulled.
doing, Jessica, Monarch were doing crap as organization. It absolutely doesn't matter in Korean War, in Vietnam War. No, no, forget about it. It was crap. It was total crap. Yeah.
Yeah, but they just keep trying. So is the ACIO going to do anything about it? Is Unit 374 going to do anything about them?
Yes, but this is it. It is not like, let's say, doing it loud and proud, or as we are saying it in military, or all guns blazing. It's the stupidest tactics in the world. You need to have smaller, very small and well organized units and groups of people very deeply infiltrated in there, and like like hit it like a hurricane, like a tornado, where they will never wait for it. That's it. But just wait when they are not, let's say, aware. Let's like, nah, they lose attention, and just use momentum, of surprise. That's it.
Yeah.
But it took not weeks, months. It took years. It's not that easy. It is like infiltrating of mafia. Mafia. It's worldwide conglomerate pretty much. And those people, those police not officers, those police investigators, they are in constant danger. They can be killed any single time, every single second. They can be killed. That's it. And the same very same situation in ACIO. That's it.
Yep. So what else has Monarch been doing? So we have all of these drones. Are they involved with the drones as well?
Yeah, that's correct.
So we could just put down Monarch, Mist, drones,
And just by the way,
fires.
this is very bad. What happened, because we've got those, I don't want to say axes, but tweets I hate to say X. I love tweets, you know. So
Yeah.
long story short, this like those tweets, they were showing multiple unidentified objects. They were pretty much catapulted from the Area 51. No, they were not catapulted, I'm just saying it. They were like flying away on their test flights. And actually, I am kind of surprised why they were so unaware and they didn't started their stealth system, and pretty much normal regular radars can see them. It was kind of mystery for me, to be honest with you. You saw you showed me before recording those tweets, and I was like, why in the world they did such a mistake, you know, in the first place? It's amateurism. It doesn't make any sense for me.
You mean by letting people see what happened?
Yeah, of course. This is pure amateur stuff.
Let's take a look at some of the things that I showed you.
Yeah. Okay.
It looks like some kind of rods in the sky.
Yeah.
That.
Roads are all over the place. Yeah, that's correct. In Prague too, in Czech Republic.
Yeah, we're going to show that. This is the fire. It looks like there was an explosion, like someone exploded, or like a volcano. Oh, look at that.
This is definitely not normal fire.
No. So is this from chemicals that they laid down from the fog or mist that is very flammable?
Yeah,
or is
yeah.
something...
I mean, give me a second. This is yes and no. It is like 50-50, and I will say you why. Because they played with fire, and you are like, what the heck are you talking about? Can we go please to Wikipedia? They did something very dangerous.
Which one?
Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. I don't want to say they are bad. Definitely not. Okay? They are not that bad. Problem is, if you don't know what you are doing, and I mean, if you really don't know what you are doing, it will end up with huge disaster. Bam. It happened. You know? It happened.
So this is this was some of the stuff that Madame Blavatsky came out with years ago, which was one of my incarnations, by the way. And it was a discussion, an idea of the understanding of the world around us, especially the elements in nature, right?
Yeah.
Then you have this is the Rosicrucians, and there's Freemasons and some others picked it up. And then, like I said, that, you know, you take nature. Also, was it Aleister Crowley? That's a Thelema.
Oh
the
my
Wiccans.
God, that was crazy. Yeah.
It took the understanding of hermetics and then misused or used it for specific agendas, which had a negative outcome as opposed to a positive outcome. Some of them were opening up portals and doing different things to it. So
from my point of view, they didn't, let's say, use it, because it's let's say, like, for good purpose. No, that was for very bad, very bad purpose, or let's say, at least I believe so.
Yeah, the teaching of the Hermetics is old. It's very, it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
And some of it probably came from Egypt and some of these other ancient teachings, the Emerald Tablets and some other types of. So that when Madame Blavatsky met up with the Ascended Masters, they were bringing in the new thought and new understanding of the world. They talk about the Amun-Ra temple. In probably Greece, this Alpha Omega. There's a lot of stuff here. Here, the Scottish temples. They brought it here as Israel. So this has been it's been around for a long time. New Zealand.
Yeah, this is nothing. This is nothing new. But I'm just saying, it is like if you play with fire. It is like, I don't want to say fire. Let's say like you are not that stupid. You will smash the matches on the very top of the open barrel with full of gasoline. It's crap, because all of us, we know the outcome. You know what I mean.
Here is an article that indicated that the start of the California fires was originated from someone doing a ritual with fire.
But look, this is what I'm talking about.
And you told me this is who the group was. They were
yes, exactly.
The Hermetic teachings.
Yeah, but give me a second. Not the original one, but let's say some sort of derivation of the original one. And this is the problem, because they didn't knew what they were doing. Those are those, like, quotes, masters, and we know everything. Forget about it. They didn't knew. And this is how it ends. It ends up like that.
Yeah, because then it opens up the portal, which also then collaborates with, enhances what groups like Monarch want to do. Like, then they have a human that is requesting to bring something in, and that they actually then add more to it. But yeah, then it opens up these entities that we know that are coming through. It's a mess.
And I want to ask you one thing, okay? It is like pretty much, are those portals, or these portals, my bad, pretty much equal if some people, they are very unaware what they are doing, quotes, playing with the Ouija board? Because Ouija board is very dangerous. It's goddamn dangerous. Don't ever do that, people, guys. Like, never, okay? Never. It's
okay. Or yeah, like, bringing in dark energies and conjuring
or low level entities. I don't want to use this word on D. I don't want to use that. Low level entities, let's say.
Right. And because of this, here's another thing that we discovered. Being in Florida, we went to Key West, and I've been to Key West before, but we went to see that Robert the Doll. And not this time, not this time in the past, but while I was traveling down there, before I even got there, I could see Robert the Doll and his head tilted. And when I saw him do that, it was almost like he was waiting for me to see this. And then I think it was later that day, the fire started. Like, they were letting us know, and then we discovered that the guy that owned Robert the Doll, let's see if I can get his name, is Eugene.
So pretty much there is the catch. Look at that. What Jessica will tell to us right now.
So someone did some kind of ceremony, or some of that, from a woman that was from Bahamas, gave this doll to a child in retaliation for something that she thought was wrong. And it had, it was kind of like a voodoo figurine. And then what happened is this doll became very possessed with this entity, and then became like very bad luck to anyone that, you know, it didn't like or whatever. So we went to see it a couple years ago. I had trouble returning home on my plane. They made us wait in the plane for about over an hour, and then when we went inside, they had us in a locked room in the airport, and none of us could get out. We had an elevator that went up and down, but there were like 2 levels, all locked off from the rest of the airport, and I knew Robert did that. So years later, I go back down there.
So sorry for interrupting you, Jessica. All of our listeners, please don't do anything crazy, and don't even ever try deliberately to see cursed dolls. This is crazy. Jesus. No, and Jessica is laughing. You know, hey, well, our audience, Jessica is laughing.
Be aware. Yeah, well, I mean, I've done this for a living for years, but be aware. You need to be open and know when the spirit, the entity, or whatever it is complaining, and they're angry at you, that you need to know that difference. Don't just go there randomly if you don't have an open third eye, if you're not aware of what you're doing. Trust me, you won't even understand it, but bad things can happen because they warn you. But if you don't know they're warning you. Can we be
more precise? What does it mean, bad things?
People have written to this doll. I want you to notice all of the letters here. Those are letters of all the people that apologized to Robert for disrespecting him to release them of the curse.
I was just about to ask what the heck is that?
So those are letters. As a matter of fact, George Bush Jr., I guess, wrote him a letter, a nice letter. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's my crazy. God. I was just about to ask what all of those papers are. Oh my goodness.
So this is, I think this is the house where the guy that owned him lived at. I don't know if this is the right one. Yeah, something like that. I think this is the house. So the guy that owned him was named Robert Eugene Otto, who became an artist, and he held on to him because he knew he could communicate with him. But there's a point where you look at Robert Eugene Otto, and one of my friends pointed out that he lived on Eaton Street. That's Eaton, and the fire broke out that day in Eaton, California.
What the?
So between those doing the ritual that opened up some kind of paranormal, and then Robert then jumped into that as well. I mean, we're talking serious devastation for a lot of people, which I'm very sad about. We were trying to neutralize it, and we went there to try.
So can it be because they, for example, let's say challenged the entity inside Robert? I'm just asking.
Or maybe opened up something that not just Robert but others got involved with this fire. You see what I'm saying?
Because I don't want to say like, nah, it's crap, but I'm asking you seriously because you are expert in this field, okay? Is Robert, let's call the doll Robert, okay? Because I don't know which kind of entities are inside him. Is Robert that kind of powerful that they can start fire? Actually.
According to folklore, the doll has caused car accidents, broken bones, job loss, divorce, and a cornucopia of other misfortunes.
What the?
If you fail to respect Robert. But
oh my God.
I see Robert is connected to Joe Biden because his middle name is Robinette.
Oh my God.
And there is something about the way, I don't know.
So long story short, those letters are like, let's say, excuse letters, like, nah, I did I want to apologize, I do
Yes.
bad things to you, and all kind of that stuff.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Something here too. I don't know. There's like some kind of proclamation. There's probably more to it. Warning, don't photograph. I mean, like serious, like it's not just people, once they have this bad experience, they end up sending the letter for the apology, and people will keep it there for Robert to accept.
Oh my God.
It was originally created in Germany.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
the sailor suit was the guy Otto who owned it. That suit didn't come with the doll. But yeah, here it is. It says Eaton Street again.
Yeah.
I believe what I read earlier is that the doll was also a group of dolls that were sort of like clown dolls. They were sort of like a clown, which is another creepy thing that people have had problems with.
No. I hate clowns. And Jessica is laughing. Yeah, great, perfect. I hate clowns. Yeah, and I hate mannequins.
So let's go from here now. So we understand this. So the fires, we're just going to send prayers to everybody that has lost their homes, and that someone of kindness will help those people find a place where they should be. But meanwhile, there is a belief that the U.S. government or the military wanted the coasts of California. I've seen a map that they wanted those coasts, so they're also, supporting allowing it to burn, because I'm gonna tell you a few things else that happened. The hydrants didn't have any water. The mayor was off in Africa right around the time when it happened, and she had previously cut like millions of dollars of money that goes to the fire department right before she left.
Who? Sorry, who?
The mayor of Los Angeles.
What?
She left right before it happened, went to some kind of event in Africa, and then she had cut spending to the fire department so that the people couldn't put the fires out.
What the heck? This was pre-planned.
Yeah, it was definitely pre-planned. I mean, some people will say, well, they just wanted to cut back. They don't want the police. They don't want the fire department. But why? Why would you not want the fire department? These are taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
To be safe.
Yeah,
so
that's correct.
The hydrants, someone had drained the hydrants of water. They had no water in the hydrants. And then there was also a diversion where I have all articles on this, so I'm gonna post this for people to see. There are diversions for where they had people go downtown LA when it was, instead of going to the origin where it started, so then it kept spreading. So they sent them to the wrong direction. So you have misguided.
Deliberately.
Yes. So the map that I saw, if I can find a copy of it somewhere, they literally show that the military was going to take over that area. And I've seen that, like, if they were to pay off all these people to get that land and say, the military needs a presence here, it would probably cost them trillions of dollars, because those houses are multi-million-dollar houses on the waterfront. So, I mean, this is an alternative of how they can access that space. That's if that's true, but it does seem to go in that direction. And I think Joe Rogan talked about it.
Yeah, I know, and I will tell you why. because they have a secret military test site, a polygon.
Okay, yeah, you want to bring up this polygon because there was one over in
New York.
Kazakhstan?
In New York. In New York.
Oh, you're going to talk about New York.
So long story short, they already created one in New York, and they started, my bad, in the very start of January this year, 2025, to get fee for one entrance, $9. And they started to believe that it will highly reduce to like entrance to the city, or let's say certain part of the city.
Do you mean like cars driving in? You mean
Yeah.
like a toll, a $9 toll?
$9 toll. Yeah, correct.
Because they want less traffic going in there because
we know what. Because of military test site. And it will, look guys, it will tremendously bad affect millions of people. It is right underground, down on the metro, under the metro, underground, and it will extremely severely affect people, like millions of the people.
Who gave them permission to do this?
Themselves. It's crazy.
Underground, I'm seeing if I could find anything. Forgotten inside New York City's forgotten military base.
Yeah, this is it.
Malta? Is it called Malta's test station?
Yeah, that's correct.
Malta test station, Malta.
Yeah, that's correct.
Birthplace of the United States. Underground bunker for observing rocket and explosive tests. The bunker was reinforced with concrete and housed equipment and electrical and sensor wiring conduits.
What do you think, huh?
Oh, there's Montauk.
Yeah, and Montauk too. Yeah.
They're connected to Montauk as well.
Yeah, this is it, because they are rebuilding, modernizing, and heavily investing into the Montauk. And I am not kidding to you guys. I am not.
Wow. It's like.
And just by the way, no. Just by the way, look at this picture. Look at this picture. Malta Station. Isn't it a Nazi V2 rocket? It is the same crab rocket.
Wow.
Same crab rocket. Absolutely same. 1945.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not kidding you guys. I am not.
Project Hermes.
Yeah, I am not.
Yep, there it is right there. So it says United States in response to Germany's rocket attacks in Europe during World War II.
I am not. Look, I never lied to you.
Just another side note, the fires around the Pacific Palisades were getting close to JPL as well in California, which is also another rocket experimentation location.
Yeah,
right?
that's correct. That's correct. And that's the reason. Because they how can I say, they let's say they designed the whole fires to that direction, just by the way. Hmm?
Who did? So Monarch wants to get rid of JPL?
No, Monarch wants to connect JPL with those parts of the Los Angeles. You know what I mean?
Lab closed due to raging LA fire.
Officially it's closed. Yeah, that's correct. That's
Are they
correct.
trying to? They're not trying to destroy it. They're
They want
clearing
to.
around it.
Yeah, it's like clear the perimeter. Perimeter. It's in military terminology, like hold the perimeter and something like that. You know, it is how it is. You know.
So all right, so they don't want the people around there, and they're going to start doing more heavy duty experimentation.
Exactly. This is it. What I'm talking about. Look how it is. It is perfectly oriented. It is in perfect place for such experiments. They don't want, let's say, unwanted viewers there. No, it's crap. They don't need such witnesses there. It's crap. Look at that. And those are if those are official pictures, which kind of technology they have in those days, in nowadays. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, you know.
Yep.
So what do you think?
So that's a big topic. So
no, I'm just asking you, what do you think as because I lived in US, okay? I paid taxes, I never broke any law or anything like rule. But the thing is, you as a being born, raised, and you are honest citizen American, okay? You never broke any law, any rule. You are a taxpayer. What do you think about that? What I just told you. Are you okay with that? That they, instead of investing to healthcare system, to social system, you know, to, I don't know, for example, to education, to build infrastructure, they are investing in that. What do you think? That's my question. Honest.
yeah,
honest.
they have no. I mean, I don't like it that they're harming people. They don't tell people what's going on, but it's not just there. I mean, the Manhattan Project has left damaging air quality up in Nevada, and they bring all these people in Nevada to go to Las Vegas and to do all this stuff, but they're exposing themselves to all these different elements. And I personally got heavily exposed, and I know that's because of my closer encounters with these, you know, those off-world beings that have that high levels of radiation. But
sorry for interrupting you. For them, it is not a big deal because they have, let's say, different body structure and extremely high level of radiation. It is not problem. They need it. It is like, for example, we need air, and our atmosphere, it has certain, you know, percentage of you know what I mean, nitrogen, oxygen, no kind of that stuff, and they need to take it. So they deliberately are going to Pripyat near Chernobyl, to Fukushima, and the most they are getting to Kazakhstan, to Semipalatinsk. We can talk about it. What do you think? Huh?
Right. That was the other thing we were going to talk about.
Because they need to get their dose of radiation. Just by the way. I think we've got pretty good topics today. What do you think, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's long overdue. We needed to catch up with a lot. You sent me this right here, which is 50 hours in the most nuked place on Earth, erased from maps.
Yeah.
So this will be below for people to watch. And it's in Kazakhstan, right?
Right now is in Kazakhstan, and just by the way, this is not one video. They've got a series of videos of those people. You know, they told them true stories. Look at that, people. It is almost half mile, like 700, 800 meters wide crater. It's absolutely crazy after nuke blast. So officially, if we go to Wiki's site about Semipalatinsk, they are claiming it was like 450 something uh, detonations they did. Where the heck it is? Yeah, 456 nuke detonations. What is not true? Count 300 more and you will get right number. 756 detonations in total.
Wow.
Yeah, most irradiated place in the world. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy for me.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's I don't know. Look
Is
at
that
those.
the lake? Is that
Yeah.
also the lake?
Yeah. This is the lake, but in the summer. Look at that. It's crazy. Those craters are that big that you can see them from the orbit. It's crazy.
That's just from the test site, the bombing.
Yeah. Exactly.
Do they have you seen the explosions?
Like
Right there.
levels.
Whoa.
Look at that. Look at that. It's crazy. So those people were in crazy high level risk because they didn't had any sort of advanced equipment, and they were manually dismantling the H bombs and nuke bombs. It was crazy. And those people were telling to those guys from this YouTube channel crazy stories about how people were living there. No, I don't know what the heck should I think about
How
it.
did they survive there?
That's a question. Don't know.
I mean, that's what it does, right? To the metal.
To the everything. It smash everything.
Yeah,
Like,
it smashes on an atomic level, right?
like literally smash. Literally.
Yeah.
Smash. Yeah. And I want to say one point. I want to point out one thing. If you will play it without the sound, I will say this story of this generous guy, the very honest guy.
This guy?
Yeah. Yes. He told, and this his wife, they will be in the same scene. Forget about it. Do you know what they said? That at the time when they have at the top level, I mean the most nukes, it was in the first half of 80s. The power of the nukes was that kind of crazy. It can kill all the living beings in the world 600 times and crack the whole planet Earth into pieces. They told it literally on the video. They told it. I mean, they told it in Kazakh language, in Russian language, but there are the subtitles, you know.
Yeah.
And I just want to say what they said. The legacy. Just don't do crap. Don't do wars. Don't do crap. Just be peaceful to each other. Don't do crap. This is it what they want to say, and this is it what I want to say. Don't do crap. Don't do crap. That was absolutely crazy. Those people, they were very nice to those people from, I mean, those people from Kazakhstan, they were very nice to those people. I mean, I don't want to say if they were from US or UK or something like that. And they told crazy stories. Crazy. And I don't want to say stories because stories can be made up, can be faked. The memories, they said crazy memories to them. It is absolutely crap. Cheese.
Wow.
600 times all the living beings on Earth, living beings, including plants, nothing will be left. Bacteria, nothing will be left. I'm just saying, this is big stuff. What they said, like
it's a horrible thing for our planet. Absolutely.
I'm just saying, if you will see this video and if you are not completely brainwashed, mind-washed, you will think about this stuff deeply. I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying. Look. Stop this. It is there. Yep, look at that. And this is from orbit. Look at that.
That's like the destruction of the land and everything.
Yes, right? Correct. That's correct.
What's the radius of influence approximately?
Approximately thousands of kilometers. It's highly contaminated. It's highly irradiated. But this is what I am about to say. Maybe I am like, nah, inside there is like some sort of, don't know how to say it, like, saying crap. No, I'm not saying crap. People start to think about stuff, because we don't want to end up like this. Definitely not.
The more we become educated.
I am not sentimental. I'm not. I'm saying we don't want to end up like this. Nope.
No, you've been in those realities. You've gone into timelines where we didn't listen. The people didn't listen, like a Fallout reality. And the earth was destroyed.
Yeah. It was pure destruction. You don't wanna see that. And those people, they were very good people. They cooked the meal, the soup, the meal, everything. It was perfect. It was great. And this guy, this old gentleman, he gave him the 21 karat gold medal, like certificate for nuke bomb dismantling something. It is everything here. It is in this video. It is very good video. If you are not goddamn stupid, you will think about the stuff, and you will maybe think that your quotes big problems in the world nah, it's not the pretty big problem. Problem is if some stupid ass douchebags will push the red game button, okay? I censor it myself. Do you know what I mean? And we will not be. Everything will be vaporized.
Yeah, it will melt us from the inside out.
Yeah, we will be vaporized.
Yep. Vaporized.
Or people, they will be heavily defected. Like heavily defected. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not sentimental. This is fundamental stuff to think about. And correct me, Jessica, if I'm saying something wrong.
No, we should have learned this a long time ago, that this is a dangerous game.
Yeah, this is
learned it.
This is it. And I will tell you why we are talking about, not only you, Jessica, but to all of our audience. Because in this polygon, they are saying that it was not, let's say, chosen randomly because it's very small density of population and everything. Yes, everything of this is true. There is no doubt about it. But another stuff, and the stuff is that there are ancient artifacts there. What do you think?
Right, and so which leads us to these ancient artifacts that were related to the Biden family, or Joe Biden, and Egypt. So do you want to explain what happened there?
Yes, in pretty much 2012, 2013, something like that. Hunter Biden, the son of President Biden, Joe Biden. Don't ask me why. He wants war and quotes, punish Russia for being way too cheeky, you know. And somehow then it completely went out of control. But first things first, how and which kind of stuff they used. They used stuff from Zetas. Zetas gave them. The problem was that was biochemical warfare. Okay, they used in Donbass part of Ukraine. It's on Ukraine and Russian border. Stuff is, they gave them, quote, dolls. What the heck are those dolls for? We don't like them. And they literally just throw them to the corner of the room. Yeah. What kind of terrible decision? Because it is like, how can I say it? Like an insult. You know what I'm trying to say. Because those dolls were some sort of, or they still are, let's say, aspects of pharaohs. And we know what happened. We know what happened, which kind of powerful, let's say, entities are cooperating with pharaohs. We know that. And machinery of crazy bad luck start to happen with Biden's family. We know that. Am I right?
Yeah, so essentially there was an ancient Egyptian tomb, you said, that had these stone artifacts, which were like they were sort of like an early ancient voodoo doll, to explain it.
I don't want to call them voodoo dolls, but they look like, but give me a second, not voodoo as a standard voodoo.
Yeah, no.
It's stone made, something like it.
Stone made, and also is probably not the right term, but like dolls that like images or that were carved to protect the pharaohs, or do something with the pharaohs in the event that the tomb gets defiled or opened up.
Exactly. And it is like, I mean, yes, you can hurt pharaohs, let's say, pride and something like it. Yes, you can.
Yeah, like Robert the Doll. That's why I brought up Robert the Doll.
Exactly. It is like you can hurt their pride. Yes, you can. But there will be consequences,
Yep.
And they believed, Biden's family believed, it's like, nah, if it is not in Afghanistan, if they are not, I mean, the artifacts needed. They literally, no, please, guys, don't laugh at me, okay? They literally call it Operation Rat. Because what the rats are doing, they are panicking and they are flying away. I don't want to say fly, but flee, you know, like run as fast as hell. And Operation Rat was called, as you said, as you called it, Jessica, this mockery. No, you will not, you will never see that.
Well, there's maybe.
I'm just saying, Jessica. Okay.
Yeah, it's not something that would
it is secret. It is top secret. And you know what is it? How Americans mockerily were moved from Afghanistan because they were not satisfied. They were not satisfied.
They were looking for certain artifacts. That is a total. What is it? A total weapon? You called it?
Yes, that's correct.
So, and they were looking in Afghanistan, and then they were also looking over here in Kazakhstan, right?
Give me a second. They started to look since 2001 in Afghanistan. No success. They started, we know, 2 times in Iraq, since 2011 in Syria, then in Yemen 2014, and everything, without any single positive result. Result negative, nothing. And then they start to get like, okay, let's move to a Kazakhstan. Problem is, it's way too close to Russia, and they are very afraid. Which kind of weapons Russians can use in the battle, on the battlefield? Let's say there will be big problem. And I mean big problem, if you know what I mean.
So that these pieces of the total weapon, they thought they would find in the Middle East, and somehow they were going to use these dolls to find it. Is that the?
Let's say 2 in 1. Okay, 2 in 1. Get those pieces. Get them the curse away from them, and help to find them, quotes, key to total weapon. It's crazy.
Wow. And the Biden family said that they knew how to do that.
Jessica, please. They didn't knew, and they don't know. Problem is, look, we know what happened if someone tried to do. We know what does it mean. But if someone don't know, believe they know, or he or she know, and it will end up with terrible disaster. And please don't say me that I am wrong.
Nope. No, you can't lie about, if you know, say you know something very important and you lie to very powerful people, they're going to get angry.
That's it.
Yeah, so they were trying to, flex, I guess that's one word, to show their strength and saying that they knew things that they didn't. But this is like a serious thing, very serious thing, because first of all, who wants the total weapon to annihilate the world? I mean, what's the point? And then they were collaborating with the Zetas to be able to harm. So then they have the advanced tech.
I mean, who in the world will do such a crap in the first place? Just tell me.
Those drones that are, were advanced tech, is that also, some people say that was from China, which I mean, I believe that could be as well. But those drones were very advanced tech. Is this the Zetas doing this, or is this?
Yeah, Zeta's in cooperation with we know with Monarch. It's crap.
Monarch, yeah, and also 12D.
Yeah, they are pain in the ass too. That's correct.
So this is, I mean, it's a real mess, right?
That's correct.
So now you told me something, there's a connection between Jimmy Carter and Joe Biden. Now, can we talk about that?
I mean, I don't know why we shouldn't. It is like, it is not we should. And pretty much, I don't know why those people don't want to talk about it, because no, just go there.
So this is the they did the funeral today. So this is the 9th we're talking, and Jimmy Carter, I don't know, he was considered a nice guy, but also definitely not the best president regarding the well-being for the people. I mean, made some very bad decisions that he didn't have a right to make, like giving away things, or he was too liberal, they say. I would say, I'll say that I'll take responsibility for that statement. He was too liberal. When you're working on the behalf and leadership of any nation, you don't just do things because it's your opinion or whatever. You have to go through a protocol and what is the best and well-being for others. You can't give away something that it doesn't.
I understand that
right?
this from the in the first place, and I think it's like, let's say, I can do whatever I want, but there will be consequences for that. Just by the way, you know what I'm trying to say.
Okay, I want you to see something right here. Look at this. Joe Biden literally has his hand on top of the casket of Jimmy Carter. Now go ahead and tell everyone what happened.
I mean, what do you mean about that? Because
you said that they took Jimmy Carter is already reincarnated. They fast-tracked him back. And then
give me a second, you mean this?
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. It is like Jimmy Carter is younger version of Joe Biden, being born on the farm, not farm, on the ranch in Pennsylvania, just by the way.
Which is where I believe Joe Biden's from.
It is not you believe, it is correct. And
so,
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I don't understand why you are so surprised. I'm absolutely not surprised.
I would never have put Joe Biden and Jimmy Carter as being the same person.
Please, not the same person, the same, how can I say, same.
Did they merge them together, or what did they do?
Yeah,
Monarch.
On solo level, yes.
So Monarch decided to do another experiment and put Jimmy Carter.
I mean, Monarch is doing crap. You know, I loved my wife. You know that. I'm saying it publicly, loud. And we need to we need to divorce because she was so heavily mind controlled by Monarch, and the relationship went to crap,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying it loudly. I mean, what the heck?
No, it's a very, very powerful program, and there are people even listening to Disclosure, but they are following the orders of Monarch, and they think it's a fun game, but the end result's not going to be good for them. they're being used, you know, for these.
Sorry for correcting you. Misused.
Misused. Yeah, I know you don't like that. And it's, Peter, like, can you explain some of the problems? Because I don't think people are taking us serious when we say how bad it is. They think it's a game and they are bragging about.
Oh, give me a second. What do you mean by game? How in the world somebody can be that naive and say it is a game?
They think that we're, you know, exaggerating. So they want to play like, oh yeah, but we're working for them and we're the bad guy, but they're laughing about it, you know.
I mean, to all of the guys they are who are listening to us right now. There is definitely nothing to laugh about, because those are very evil, very low level people, evil people. They are greedy for power, for money, for resources. I mean, I don't want to say money, because they can create currency, quotes, currency from anything and pretty much everything, and from resources. Currency can be, for example, if there will be a war, currency can be food, something to drink, I don't know, ammunition, weapons, everything, fuel, for example, right? Or spare parts for the car, or I don't know, if you need to travel abroad, spare parts for an airplane. And of course, currency, if we want to know about, to call it like that, can be knowledge how to repair something, car, airplane, engine, anything pretty much. Or if there will be grid down and there will be short wave radio, but radio is dysfunctional, this can be currency. Like, okay, I will fix this shortwave radio for you, but what will give you for this to me? So quotes currency, forget about money. This everything pretty much can be currency. Am I right?
Yep.
This is it.
Yeah, whatever is needed is of value. We'll say something of value.
Yeah,
that they
value,
can replicate or you know, bring in, because they're advanced. They're way far more advanced than we understand. You know,
I mean, I don't quite understand that. Like, I know, you told this to me many times. I mean, this, like, that people are bragging and making, like, not taking it serious, like the whole agenda pretty much of monarch. And I'm like, what the heck? Are those people normal? This is serious stuff.
Right, but I mean, you know, they did the same thing with Dark Fleet. Like, they were bragging about being part of Dark Fleet, but Dark Fleet are robots, right? They're like androids.
You are goddamn right. They are huge spaceships, but they are alive. They are live beings, pretty much.
And they were controlling anyone that said that they wanted to be a part of it. They would enslave them. They would control them, right?
It absolutely doesn't. It lacks sense. It doesn't make any sense.
They were bragging. I saw more people coming out and saying that they were part of Dark Fleet, and I said, "Oh, why are you saying that you're part of Dark Fleet? That means you're enslaved by them." And they ignored it. You know, like they didn't want to acknowledge what it was. But I use the example. I don't know. Maybe.
No. That was very good example. Just by the way, very good example.
The movie Lost in Space, from what year was that? It was a more recent one, 2018. You see those beings right there? Those. You know, I talked to you before. correct me if I'm wrong, but they were like this, right? They were like these.
No. You are right.
That's the little
That's
boy
correct.
has to follow them, has to go along with what they want.
This is absolutely crazy. This is crazy. I don't understand the whole stuff. It's like
Ancient AI, right? They're ancient AI.
Yeah, but I mean, who in the world will be that kind of foolish and brag in order to brag himself or herself that I am with them and it's like, as you said, like saying they are enslaved by.
If you talk about a group and say that they're bad, there's always a group of people that want to be a part of that bad group because maybe they feel like it will give them power or something. And maybe it's human nature. I don't know, just to be contrary, but they don't realize that this is not just, the comics or something. I mean, that they play.
This is a real life. That this is a real life.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So yeah, and I watched that movie Lost in Space. So you see the way these things behave. They have a hive mind. They're very powerful. Yeah, I mean, it's just like an example, but that Lost in Space from 2018, I recommend. So let's go back. All right, so there's another thing about, there's another thing that I want to bring up of, all right, so then we could talk about Jimmy Carter. So there's another layer of Jimmy Carter too that needs to be talked about.
And I want to talk about what happened in 1978, and it was top secret. It was top secret, and I was like, what the heck? For many, many years, and it is Project Serpo. What do you think about it? Did you ever heard about it?
No, I never heard about it until today when you talked to me about it. Let me see if I can pick that up. I think I just had it, but let's see.
It was top secret stuff for 45 years, pretty much. It is absolutely crazy. Yeah, Serpo.org. Yeah.
Conference, a top secret program. Welcome to our conference top secret exchange program of 12 U.S. military personnel to Serpo planet Zeta Reticuli between 1965 and 1978.
Yeah, and this is pretty much it. This is pretty much it. That in 1978 they returned from this planet, from planet Serpo.
They're saying it was an exchange program between 1965 and 1978. 12 U.S. military personnel entered into a top secret deal with planet Zeta Reticuli, embarking on a journey that has been the subject of rumors and myths for years.
Yeah, because technically they are saying Zeta Reticuli. It's not that kind of true. Pretty much it is in Zeta Reticuli. It's something like their sun, or let's say star or something like that, And Serpo, it's a planet.
It's Serpo. They have their own planet, not in Zeta Reticuli.
No. Zeta Reticuli, it's their sun. I'm calling it sun. Their own star, Okay. Serpo, it's their own planet, and Amelians. Amelia, like a name, woman name, female name. They are. They look like a humans, but they are reddish skin tones. They are like here in Down Under in Australia. They are like in whole America, like doesn't matter if we are talking about North, Middle, or South America, and certain parts of Asia. You know, like I'm calling them Stan states in former Soviet Union, like Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, and all kind of those, you know, states.
And they're called Amelians, Amelians.
No, Amelians, Amelia. I wrote it here.
You wrote it with AMEL.
Yeah, Amelia. My bad. Yeah, that's correct. My bad. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
And so these are First Nations people, they would call it in the U.S.
Yes, that's
and
correct.
Australian or Aborigines.
Not Australian, Aborigines, especially because Australians, we have got what like colonists, 4 centuries. It doesn't matter absolutely.
The
Originally Aborigines, they are here for 60,000 years. It's a whole different story.
Right. So there's Aborigines not just in Australia, but also some of the other islands around.
Yeah, that's correct. And they've got 12 genders, just by the way. It's kind of interesting, but they've got 12 genders. Yeah.
That's the Serpo Amelians.
Yeah.
Would they also include like some like the Hawaiian Islands or some of the other?
Yes, that's correct. That's
Polynesian
correct.
Islands. So like the island people.
You know, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
There was an island that they call the cargo people were there. We talked about that briefly.
Cargo.
Yeah, they were on another island, but I'd like to get into that too, because there's some confusion about what happened there, and people don't understand that these people are recognizing that they were supposed to be communicated with and helped, and it didn't happen. And somehow that information got into the wrong hands, right? Yeah.
I mean, it happens from time to time, you know that.
Well, yeah, you know, because you recognize that you were supposed to have something, and then you see someone else have it, and you're like, wait a minute, what went wrong? You know, something went wrong. So, but that's for another topic. But anyhow, so Jimmy Carter, what is his connection to the Amelians and Serpo? Or,
I mean, I'm kind of, let's say, surprised that you didn't knew that. No, because he was very closely tied with them. Technically, once he flight in the airplane in Air Force One, there was extremely close encounter, and it wasn't just encounter. Air Force One crashed. Air Force One crashed, and they used time travel 20 and back. And they were like, you know, the Amelians, like, they rewind the time, they stop it. Just for example, like 8 millimeters film, old school, like filming in Hollywood, and they just start to, with pointing finger, scratch the head. What in the world just happened? And it's like, and they were like, who it was? You stupid crap, it was American president. And we were like, he was just on the wrong way in the wrong time. And that was when Project Serpo started. I mean, so, I'm kind of surprised you didn't know that.
No, he made a deal with them, right? You said he signed.
No. Give me a second. He made a deal, but he didn't knew anything what happened because they rewind the time. Okay. But he was dead. He was killed. Okay. He was killed, but he wasn't technically because they rewind time.
Well, all right. So, and then, but then,
Give me a second. You didn't understand?
I understand, but you told me that he signed a treaty with them.
He signed a treaty because they offered US as some quotes excuse, like, hey, pardon, so many technologies, and US never knew why, and that was excuse. That was like, hey, pardon guys, we accidentally shoot, and they didn't shoot like military stuff, but they have this like UFO ship, and they hit it accidentally, Air Force One. And it really happened, okay? It really happened.
Okay, so Peter, you said that our team, Unit 374, was on a mission.
Yeah.
And the 88 years and back, and I got hit with some kind of technology in my stomach.
That's correct.
Is this related to Serpo?
You are saying it, and you are right.
So they thought we were negative, or
No, they are not saying, they are way too fast. I mean, let's say, I don't want to say fast. For them, they have certain flow of time, okay? And our flow of time, it is like, I will say, like, everything. Like, for them,
well,
our flow of time, it's extremely slow, like super slow. Like, for example, okay, if we will have slow-mo on smartphones, they are commercial stuff, on what it was, I got it, Matrix movie, those bullets they were shoot, from weapons, and this is something like that for do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about.
yeah, so there he can do. They
Yeah,
can do
this is exactly what I'm talking about. So for them, this is us. This is like everything is so, and I mean so slow. They don't understand us.
So was I on Air Force One when Jimmy Carter died, or was there?
You are saying it, and I still cannot say why, because it's top secret till nowadays. You was on duty, let's say.
Was I protecting him?
I can't say yes, no, but do you know what does it mean? Yes, and it can go live. People, they are smart enough to understand what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow,
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's why you were asking me why I didn't know it, because you thought I should remember it. But it's once you start talking about it, then it starts to come back to me.
And this is it. For them, this is us. This, as bullets from Matrix and everything, it is like they are having their own time time flow. Okay, it's like for them it's normal. For us, like, what the heck are they doing? Everything is super fast, and it's like what? And they are like, Jesus Christ, why they are so slow? Everything is, do you know what I mean? But it is not they are wrong, we are good, and vice versa. No, it's, how can I say it, different. Their comprehension of time and our comprehension of time, it's different. You cannot say what is good and what is bad. No, you cannot say it. It's crap.
So that's interesting, Peter. And I don't know if there's any other topics that we didn't cover or something else that you wanted to discuss.
From my point of view, we are good for today. What do you think?
Yeah, and maybe we can just make another announcement that, you know, we're working on putting together something where we can speak with the public and have that open. And then aside from that, we're going to make arrangements for private sessions.
Yes, so long story short, what is our initial idea? We can make some sort of survey. Yes, some sort of survey. And I don't know, at least 3, 4, 5, 6 topics. Which are people interested? Maybe, or maybe people can give us some advices, who knows. And it will be, or let's say it will go live, and it will be paid, because it is not just that easy to get info. I mean, because it will be in-depth analysis of it, and it will be, I am calling it ticket show or something like that. Do you know what I mean? We don't know quite price yet, and we don't know exactly the date when it will start. I've got some sort of ideas about topics, Jessica definitely too. So, and after that, if people will get interest, I am opening again after many years, at least like 5-6 years, private sessions, but it is that kind of complicated for me, to be perfectly honest. I simply cannot get it for free, but our database, it's much more extensive right now. Much more extensive.
Yeah, well, we have to pay for some of the services or whatever we're going to use. Even if we use Zoom to do this, we'll have to pay some money to put it together, plus, you know, time, effort. We, you know, for years, Peter, you offered free sessions with people. So now, you know, we all have to, I personally have to pay bills and all that. We've tried to be as generous as possible with people, because our goal was to help people in general. But so we're going to have to put something together, but we want it to be affordable for people as well. So we're just going to put in, you know, we're going to create a survey. We'll do it on the YouTube channel for people, or even below. You can, you know, give some suggestions if it's doable. And then we're going to start connecting with people. But I think it's only fair, you know, our time and effort to try to help people, you know, to compensate for our time.
Yes, because it is not just that easy to reserve. I don't know, like at least from my point of view, 1.5, 2 hours or something like that, and talk about their stuff. For you, definitely, because you always are here, and it's not just that easy. Believe me, guys, it's not just that easy.
And, you know, the private sessions, we're going to put in some criteria too, because remind people that if you don't understand what this is, and you know, we're not going to tell everyone, you know, just that you are, you know, this
superhero or something.
Superhero. It's not just about that. It's much more involved. So we have to deal with that part as well. So
yeah, and there was this problem. I need to say that, sorry for interrupting you again. It was a very big problem that so many people dislike our info, and they started, and they just, by the way, heavily did so, discredit us, because they simply dislike the info. And I was like, what the heck should I do? Should I say something what is not written here? You know,
I mean, if a person is in danger, or if a person is being affected by a MyLab, which is not exactly what we're not promoting the MyLabs at all. We're just telling people that this is an area that they need to be mindful of and try to, pull themselves from this experience if they can, or if they're having memories, to differentiate between what it is. We're only going to provide that, but you have to have a maturity regarding your understanding in this topic. And like I said, I think people have put out false beliefs that you're just going to come out and everyone's going to be a superhero and we're going to all tell you what planet you're from and all that kind of stuff. You can save that for the New Agers. We're not here to just flatter people. We're here to just provide exactly what it says on the record. And if that's something you really don't want to know, I mean, we're going to respect that too, but keep that in mind before you book with us. I mean, we did have someone that really wanted to talk to Peter, and then he, at last minute, he said he didn't want to know. He didn't want us looking at his information.
What I was really shocked, just by the way.
I was shocked too, because it's not a big deal, but to him at that moment it was. Maybe he felt like he wanted to be more private, which is fine, but then don't complain about, that we didn't look, you know what I mean? So be honest, understanding what this is. We're going to try to write something.
You are very right. It is like it immediately start to be suspicious, at least from my point of view.
Right. I mean, if we're not here to be anyone's judge. I mean, if people have done certain things, and we're talking about people that have been used for all different types of programs. Some of them are benevolent, some of them are not so benevolent. Some people acknowledge that they've done things. They have memories of doing like horrible things, like, whether it was involved in trafficking or involved with the, different things that really, it harmed other people. And once you understand that, and it starts to clear up in your memory or recall of certain other things, that it's psychologically pulling yourself away from it and saying, I don't want to be a part of it. But you won't know that unless you are willing to hear everything, which a lot of people say, Peter says stuff to you. And I said, yeah, but at least I know that Peter is going to tell me, what he sees or what he believes to be the truth. And either I could choose, I might not like it, but it doesn't mean it will go away,
This is exactly what I was about to say. Exactly. You cannot hide from it.
No. So, I mean, that piece of it's important. And so this is for people that are serious. They understand fully what this is. And I'm going to try my best to have something written out so people can assess this before they sign up. We don't want to do anything with the information. This is not like we're trying to get into people's, personal stuff. We don't ask any of that. The primary thing we ask is where a person was born, what their original name is,
on the birth certificate, and
the date of birth. So it's date of birth, where they're born, and the original, and their real name. That's on the birth certificate.
And that's it. What we are asking.
So, like, you don't have to give us your personal phone number. You don't have to give us, anything that you don't want to give us. And if you do, it's voluntary. We don't share the information with anyone. It's private information. And we will have, we can record it so you can have it, and
yes,
that
as some sort of, let's say, proof that we are not twisting information. We are not sharing them with anyone. Am I right?
Yeah, and then there are some people that would like it to be public because they're happy with their information and they want to share some of their experiences with the public, or whether they want to show their face or not.
This is another, let's say, group of people. That's correct. Yes.
That's something that could potentially happen if the individual wants it. If they don't want it, the recorded information gets taken by them. And that's it, because I have enough to be thinking about. Peter has enough. We don't focus on people. We don't try to archive. I don't even have a newsletter, that I'm keeping in touch with people constantly. I mean, and neither does Peter. So we're just like trying to help people to become more awakened and aware. And we are not by any means supporting any of these projects that are harmful to people, but we cannot deny that they exist. So that would be foolish. It's like telling people, you can go to Chernobyl and we're going to ignore the fact that there's radiation and it's damaging. So sometimes you have to deal with the hard truth about certain things. And if you're not willing to deal with the hard truth, then this might not be for you. And it's not a judgment. It's just, it might not be the right thing for you. But don't begrudge us. Don't get angry at us for trying to help out and provide this information. So we'll be able to start putting some stuff together. Your insights will be valuable, maybe like a Q&A or something when we do, aside from the sessions. We will not give any personal information from the record while we're doing a group session, because that's people's personal information and because it's more involved and requires explanation. Okay?
That's correct, 100%. Yeah, that's
okay.
Correct.
So that, it'll be two separate things, but we're offering two things right now. And so we're just trying to get through it. People are probably going to say, why don't you do these open sessions for free? Why don't we do this group for free? But we need to be compensated, because even if I do, like I said, if I do Zoom, I have to pay monthly for that service. So somewhere I've been taking a lot out of my own pocket to support this. The ACIO is not paying us. The ACIO is not paying Peter at this point, or there's this complications going on.
I don't want to talk about it, but as I said, there were people, don't like they are my friends. Yes, they are my friends in the first place, but they are very good people. They were almost killed because of they, let's say, disobeyed certain orders from moral reasons. I helped them, and now I am in deep financial troubles, just by the way.
Because they blocked you.
Yeah, completely. They blocked me completely. It's crazy.
Yeah. So there's systems and hierarchy. So they don't work with the ACIO, but sort of have, it's a chain of command, sort of that they're involved with systems. So if they want to make you struggle, they affect you.
They will. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So anyhow, I think that's it for now. Like I said, you can leave comments below. We're trying to, I try to go through and think about, answering everyone. I'm on the road now, and will be so for a little bit. Not much longer, but I'm not going to say when I'll be finished. And so then, we'll get into some of these, this next level of discussions. Okay. So
yeah. So for the very end of the show, I want to say big thank you, Jessica, for giving me another opportunity to be on your channel. I want to say thank you very much to our audience that they stick with us till the very end of the show. I am looking forward for next time. Stay strong, stay safe, and I'm really looking for next time. Hold tight, and bye.
And thank you, everyone. We like to continue to provide information for you. We appreciate your support, and also hopefully, these are the questions that you've been asking us for a while. Hopefully that helps. So have a good day, everyone. Thank you.
You have been watching Disclosures. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Visit www.acio-official.org and www.readingsbyarael.com to book a private session with Jessica. Feel free to support our work. All links can be found in the description. Thank you, and until next time.